So, hello student, welcome again to the next class. Before going to today's class, I would like you all to recall all that we read in the last class. Last class we talked about potential energy and kinetic energy. What is potential energy? What is kinetic energy? We discussed them all. If possible, please go through that video and then start watching this video. So, today we are going to talk about the factors affecting kinetic energy, numericals based on kinetic energy and potential energy, and the formula used to find out kinetic and potential energy. So formula for kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, half into mass into velocity square. Ke stands for kinetic energy, m stands for mass of the body, v stands for the velocity of the body. So this is the formula using which you will be doing the numericals, and not only that, this formula is also going to give you the factors affecting kinetic energy. That is, how does the kinetic energy change? What brings about the changes in the kinetic energy? How do we know if something is directly proportional or inversely proportional? Now, the formula, I'll just give you a small trick about this in case it will make you easier to remember how to know the relationship between the quantities. Now you can see the formula, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Now on the equal to sign, either side of the equal to sign, kinetic energy and the mass both are in the numerator. Now we are keeping the v constant, v is not changing. When v is not changing and both are in the numerator, we say that they are directly proportional. If m was in the denominator, then we would have said that they are inversely proportional. So, well, in this case, as it is in the numerator, so they are directly proportional to each other. The same way, if we keep the mass constant and we talk about relationship between kinetic energy and v. So again, because both of them are in the numerator, so kinetic energy and velocity are also directly proportional to each other. In fact, kinetic energy is directly proportional to the square of the velocity. That is, you square the velocity to get the kinetic energy possessed by the body of same mass. So the first factor is kinetic energy is directly proportional to the mass of the body. There is a symbolic way of writing kinetic energy directly proportional to m, that is mass of the body. Now what does this directly proportional actually means? Directly proportional means greater the mass, greater is the kinetic energy of two bodies having the same velocity. That means if two bodies are moving with the same velocity, say 20 meter per second or 40 meter per second, they both are traveling with the same velocity, and then we compare the kinetic energy possessed by the two bodies. So the body with a heavier mass will be having more kinetic energy. For example, a bus and a car. You know, bus is very big and the car is having less mass than the bus. So both of them, if are traveling with the same velocity, the kinetic energy possessed by the bus will be much more than the kinetic energy possessed by the car. So this is the first factor on which kinetic energy depends. The second factor affecting kinetic energy is directly proportional to the square of velocity of the body. Symbolically we write it as kinetic energy directly proportional to v square. Now this means greater the velocity of the body, greater is the kinetic energy possessed by it. That is, if you have a body moving with a higher velocity, that body will have more kinetic energy as compared to a body with less velocity. Say for example, you take two cars of same mass. Two cars of same mass, that means we can say two cars of the same brand, one traveling at 40 meter per second and another at 70 meter per second. Now the velocity of the two cars of the same brand, whichever brand you like, are 40 meter per second and 70 meter per second. Now depending upon the velocity of the two bodies, the kinetic energy possessed by the car of velocity 70 meter per second is more than the car traveling at 40 meter per second. Because the velocity is more, so the kinetic energy possessed by that body is more. So two cars, though of the same brand, if are having different velocities, they will have different kinetic energy possessed by them. Now let us go for the numericals. Now coming to the numerical solving, you are given a numerical. The mass of a body is 20 kg. It is moving with a speed of 10 meter per second. What is its kinetic energy? Children, all those who want to solve this numerical, before I do it, you pause the video over here and then start solving, and then you can again play to check your answers. For others, I am solving it. Just go through it. Now, whenever you are solving numericals, the first thing you have to check is what is the data is given and then what is asked. So here what is the data given? Mass of a body is 20 kg. So write it in symbolic way. M is equal to 20 kg. It's moving with a speed of 10 meter per second. So velocity is 10 meter per second. And then what do you have to find? You have to find kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, the formula was half mv square. Now, before substituting the values into the formula, first check if the data that are given are in SI unit or not, so that you get the answer in SI unit. So, the SI unit of mass, kg, yes, it is in SI unit. Velocity is 10 meter per second, yes, that's also in SI unit. So, now we can go forward for substituting the values and calculating. Now, 1 by 2, mass means it's into, mass is 20, into velocity is 10 meter per second, velocity square. So you multiply 10 2 times. Do the cancellations, 2 ones are, 2 tens are. So you get 1000, and the SI unit of kinetic energy is joule. So you put 1000 joule, and then you get your answer. That is what is the kinetic energy possessed by a body of mass 20 kg moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second. So the kinetic energy you can see is 1000 joules. Well, congratulations to all those who could do the numbers correctly before. A bullet of mass 40 gram has its kinetic energy equal to 200 joule. Find the speed of the bullet. A bullet of mass 40 grams. So we are given the mass as 40 gram. We are given the kinetic energy as 200 joule. So in this case, instead of velocity, you are given the kinetic energy. You are given the mass and you are asked to find out the speed of the bullet. So we need to go to find out the speed, but before going to find the speed, as I said, you have to first check if both are in the SI unit or not. So here, mass 40 gram. Gram is not the SI unit of mass. You know that. So we'll first convert this gram into 40 by 1000 kg. No need to do the cancellations here. You can leave it as it is. We'll do all the cancellations all together to avoid any small mistakes that you do. Say if you do a mistake here itself and then after substitution, it will be very difficult for you to find out where the mistake actually occurred. So it is always convenient to substitute everything together and do the final calculations or cancellations at last, so that whenever you have to check any calculation mistake, you can check at one place. The formula kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. What is known to you? You know kinetic energy. So write 200 in place of kinetic energy. Half into, you know, the mass. Mass, we are going to take this 40 by 1000 into v square is not known to you. So we'll leave it as v square itself. Now that implies, now this is a variable which is not known, so we'll keep it as it is, v square. Now the rest all changes its side, so because they are changing their side, the sign also changes. So 2 and 1000 are divided, so they get multiplied to 200 and 40 gets divided. There is something that you must have studied in your maths classes, how to solve an equation. So the cancellation, 2 ones are 2, 20s are 21s are 20, 10s are. After cancellation we get v square is equal to 10 to the power 4 So V is equal to square root of 10 to the power 4. We get 100 meter per second. That's the SI unit of velocity. So this is our final answer. You can mention it like this, or you can also write it as, therefore the speed of the bullet is equal to 100 meter per second. Now, when you're solving this problem, some of you may ask like, ma'am, can I directly put the formula of V over here and then solve it? Yes, no problem. You can go along like that even. Say if somebody goes for, if V is equal to kinetic energy into 2 by mass and the square root of it. This is the direct formula to find out the velocity of the bullet. So if somebody uses this formula even, that is also okay. So let us solve using this even. Square root of, in place of kinetic energy, you write 200 into 2 by the mass is given as 40 divided by 1000. So it goes to the numerator. Do the cancellations. 2 1s are 2 20s are 21s are 20 10s are, we get the same 1 with 4 zeros. So and the square root of it. So we get 100 meter per second. So you can see, if you use the direct formula also the same, you use the same formula, this is the same. So the two ways I showed, just because those who can remember this formula, well and good, you can solve it. But otherwise, if you just want to remember less number of formulas, you simply remember kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Substitute whatever is given to you, calculate whatever is not given to you. Your mathematical skills are really good, so I don't have to worry about that. So as you wish, any of the methods, but please don't forget writing the SI unit of the physical quantity that you are finding. That's very much essential, or else you will lose your mark just because the SI unit is wrong or missing. Now let us talk about potential energy and its formulae. Potential energy, the formula is mgh, where Pe stands for potential energy, m stands for mass of the body, g stands for acceleration due to gravity, h stands for height of the body above the ground, how high the body is above the ground. The factors affecting potential energy. Potential energy is directly proportional to the mass of the body. That is, more is the mass, greater is the potential energy possessed by the body kept at the same height. Say for example, if we keep two bodies of different masses, one is of say 10 kg, another of 5 kg, at the same height h. The height above the ground for both the bodies is say h. The potential energy of mass 10 kg will be greater than the potential energy possessed by the mass of 5 kg. So potential energy, if the height is same, changes with the mass. More the mass, more will be the potential energy possessed by that body. The second factor affecting potential energy is directly proportional to the height of the body above the ground. That is, higher the position of the body above the ground, greater is the potential energy possessed by it. Say for example, we keep a bucket of mass 10 kg and it is kept on the first floor. And then the same bucket is kept at the 5th floor. So this bucket, when was kept at first floor and when was kept at the 5th floor, the potential energy possessed by it on the 5th floor was greater than the potential energy possessed by it on the first floor. The bucket was the same, but the potential energy increased only because the height of the bucket from the ground increased. Now these all examples that we talked about were talking about gravitational potential energy. Let us talk about something in short about elastic potential energy. Now, in terms of elastic potential energy, say this is a spring. So, a spring is the best example for elastic potential energy. We keep a mass near a spring and then we push the mass to compress the spring. Now, the more the spring is compressed, more is the potential energy that it will possess. So, at this position, the spring is having the maximum potential energy. Now, as soon as we release the force applied on the spring to compress it, as soon as we release that, the spring stretches. Now, when the spring stretches, it pushes the mass away. Now, how much is the kinetic energy of the body depends on how much of potential energy did it have over here. So, the amount of potential energy that was possessed by the spring when it is compressed over here, this is the maximum over here. Once it is released at this position, when already the body is moving, at this position, the potential energy is almost zero, and the kinetic energy, the whole of the potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. So this is something about potential energy and the factors affecting potential energy. Now let us talk about numericals based on potential energy. Now, just like we solved the numericals of kinetic energy, let us also solve numericals based on potential energy. You can see there's a question on the board. Again, just like in kinetic energy, those who want to do it before me can pause the video over here and do it before me, and then you can go to check the answers over here. So the first question says, a vessel containing 50 kg of water is placed at a height of 10 meter above the ground. What is the potential energy stored in the water? Take G equals to 10 meter per second square. Let us start. The first step of solving a problem was to take out the data that are given into it. So we are given 50 kg as the mass. So M is equal to 50 kg. We are told height as 10 meter. So H is equal to 10 meter. G is to be taken as 10 meter per second square. So 10 meter per second square. Now let us check if all of them are in SI unit or not. So mass in kg, height in meter, G in meter per second square. So all of them are in SI unit. So we can go ahead with solving the numerical. Potential energy formula was mgh. So 50 into 10 into 10. We get 5000 joule. The unit of energy is joule. So let it be potential, let it be kinetic, any energy. The unit is joule. So well, I suppose all of you could understand the first one. Let us come to the next. A body of mass 5 kg is taken from a height of 3 meter to 6 meter. Find the increase in the potential energy of the body. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Now in this case, you are said that the body of mass 5 kg is taken from a height of 3 meter to 6 meter. That means the height of the body is increased. Now what is the increase in the potential energy possessed by that body? So for this, we can do it in two ways. Either you can go for finding out the potential energy at 3 meter and then finding out the potential energy at 6 meter and then subtract. So coming to solving the second problem. Again, we need to first take out what are the data given in the question. A body of mass 5 kg. So mass is given as 5 kg. Is taken from a height of 3 to 6. So we can take it as H1 3 meter. We can take H2 is equal to 6 meter. And the G is given to us as 10 meter per second square. So the potential energy is equal to, for the first case it will be mgh1 and for the second case it will be mgh2. Now because we know h2 is greater than h1, so the value will be more, so we'll go for mgh2 minus mgh1. So potential energy mgh2 minus mgh1. Mg is common in both, so we'll take Mg common, H2 minus H1. M is 5, acceleration due to gravity is 10, H2 is 6 minus H1 is 3. Now in this case also we did not need any unit conversion because all of them were in SI unit. So 5 into 10 into 6 minus 3. Here we'll multiply 5 and 10. We get 50. 6 minus 3 gives us 3. So we get 150 joule. That's the SI unit of potential energy, kinetic energy. All the energies have the same unit, that is joule. So that's all for today. I hope you could understand how to solve numericals based on potential energy, kinetic energy, the factors affecting potential energy. We'll be talking more about all this in the next class. So for today,